If your Google ads are generating leads, but most of them are not qualified, there is one setting that many advertisers overlook. And by fixing this can dramatically improve the quality of your leads without needing to increase your ad budget. In today's episode, I'm going to show you how you can use exclusions in Google Ads, specifically demographic exclusions, to filter out users that are just not your ideal customer persona and ideal lead type. So a little bit of a backstory. Earlier this week, I audited a client's account. This is for a preschool center in Los Angeles, and they were getting a lot of clicks from 18 to 24-year-olds and a lot of clicks from 55 plus year olds. And 18 to 24-year-olds could very well be mothers or fathers that could be looking for preschool, but the likelihood of someone in that age range looking for a preschool that can afford a $3,000 a month program is very low, unless they are a high achieving professional that's making six figures a year. It's unlikely that someone in that age range would be able to afford a $3,000 a month program. So with that being said, one of my suggestions was to remove the 18 to 24-year-olds, and then also on the higher end, 55 plus year olds, because those are likely older. They could be moms of teenagers, they could be grandmas, in the 64 plus range looking. So usually the ideal persona or ideal customer target or lead for this preschool would be someone that is a working mom, working professional, or working dad looking and in this age range of 25 plus. If they're really high achieving professional, 25 plus, or even most likely in their 30s, all the way up to maybe 40, 45. So by looking and also excluding your audiences, this would be able to eliminate wasted ad spend without you even needing to put more budget into Google. So if you're watching along on the screen, you just go to campaigns, audiences, keywords, and content, and then audiences. Then from here, you would be able to see the specific age groups. So Google does not allow you to target or exclude on a very specific age. They usually, or only right now, as it stands, have the option to target or exclude based off of age ranges. So you could see there's a few options here: 18 to 24-year-olds, 25 to 34-year-olds, 35 to 44-year-olds, 45 to 54, 55 to 64, and 65 plus, and unknown. So I want to take a second to explain what unknown is. An unknown audience is basically an audience where Google doesn't necessarily know the age. So usually what you will see in a more mature campaign is the majority of the clicks, costs, conversions will fall in the unknown bucket. In the unknown bucket, there could still be age groups that you intended to exclude, but you wouldn't know. Google doesn't know. Maybe because these users are searching in incognito mode, there's just not enough data on this user for Google to report. So I never recommend clients to completely exclude unknown audiences. I always recommend clients to keep unknown in here and work on excluding other audiences. So in this case, let's just say that this is for a preschool. I would recommend to remove this age range. 25 is maybe on the younger end, like I mentioned. Maybe if they're a working professional and maybe doing really well in their career and can afford this, then yeah, I would definitely keep this, because 30 years plus is probably when a lot of people start making the type of money to be able to afford a program that costs $3,000 a month. And then 55 plus, this is more likely going to be moms of teenagers, maybe even 45 plus. So I did recommend him, my specific client, to exclude these three other age groups too, because the likelihood of a mom in her, mid 40s having a kid is, it's not impossible. Just looking for preschool, but that could be something. If they wanted to save money, then I would just focus on these two. Maybe keep this in just to see what you get, but this is more on the older side. So you would just go to show table, and then you can go ahead and just exclude the specific audience that you don't want. So 18 to 24-year-olds, 55 to 64, 65 plus, edit and exclude from the ad group. So if you are just trying to figure out, what is the right age group because you're not really sure, I would let it run a little bit before making that decision. But if you know for sure your customer persona and the type of buyer you have, very specific, then you can already proactively go in and make this change. On top of that, you can also exclude gender. In this case, it wouldn't make any sense in the case of a preschool because there could also be fathers looking for their kids. Household income is also a really important one as well. So if you know that people in the lower percent, 50% of household incomes wouldn't be able to afford a $3,000 monthly program, then that could be something that you can work on excluding as well. I wouldn't do too many exclusions at once on the household income. Maybe just start with one and see what happens as more data comes in. You could also do it by parental status. So in the case of a preschool, this would be great because if we have data on whether they're a parent or not, then we can block out anyone that's not a parent. But I don't see why anyone that's not a parent that would be necessarily looking for a preschool. But hey, I guess it could be someone looking for a friend. I'm not sure. So this is definitely something that a lot of advertisers tend to overlook. This was the client that I was auditing, a big aha moment for him earlier this week in terms of how he could save budget and reallocate his budget to age groups that would perform well and not spend on age groups that are just wasting money. Quite honestly, if it's an 18 to 24-year-old, they most likely won't be able to afford a program like this, or if they're looking for a preschool, it's likely that they might be looking for a job. That's just my assumption. There could very well be 18 to 24-year-olds that could afford this, but it's very unlikely. So you know your audience best. If you are not sure, you can always just run your campaign and see what type of data you get and then optimize based off of that. So exclusions are your best friend when it comes to Google Ads if you want to make sure that you are maximizing your ad budget and putting your budget towards audience groups that actually fit your demographic criteria. And if you have any more questions on this or found this video helpful, give this video a thumbs up, drop your questions in the comments below, and if you have any specific needs or have any needs specific to a Google Ads audit or would like a professional to manage your Google Ads account for you, I'm happy to do that. Check out the description below and contact me on my website. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one.